Welcome everybody to the podcast Everything But Music, where we discuss major questions, hosted by yours truly. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah, it didn't stop me.
Hi, welcome back. First of all, I guess we're off to episode number 2, huh? And first of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you who have given me such a beautiful feedback about episode number 1 with Ron Bumblefoot. And I'm trying my best. I think the intro is a little bit better adjusted with the volume now. And yeah, for this second episode, I thought, why not cover the topic of streaming, Twitch / modern youth way of thinking. I consider myself an old fart, so I don't know. I struggle with the internet sometimes, even though most of you won't believe that, but it's the truth. and when it comes to streaming and Twitch and Discord and YouTube and all that, there's 2 people on my mind. One is my really sweet friend Ola England, of course, and I believe half of the audience listening to this right now is I see all of you guys at the Sundays with Ola. And the other person who comes to my mind immediately is my friend Herman Li. So when I wanted to cover this topic about Twitch and streaming and stuff, there was absolutely no question. I gotta get Herman on this podcast. And he was nice enough to agree. And so I hope you enjoy our little conversation about the modern world of Twitch and live streams. There you go. Have fun. So good to have you. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Jen.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're a good friend for many, many years. And for the few people, I believe there's going to be like 1 or maybe 2 people listening to this podcast right now, not knowing who you are. Who are you? Would you please introduce yourself?
I am a guitar nerd. No, I'm a guitar player from the band Dragon Force, and I'm a how do you call them? I started the band with Sam back then, a long time, and I'm still in the band, and that's what I do.
That's awesome. When did you start Dragon Force?
Started in 1999, so it took a while. Took a few years for us to get our first album out in 2003.
Last time we saw each other was at the Rock Hearts Festival, I believe.
We definitely saw each other at the festivals, for sure.
Right?
I don't know which one. My memory is getting a bit like,
Yeah, me too, I know.
But we saw each other.
How did we actually get in touch? Like, why do we know each other? Do you remember? I don't.
We met at a festival through friends, common friends, and I think you said something to me about being Asian, and I said, yeah, and this and that, something like that, right?
Oh, it must be the Asian connection. So I'm half Thai. What are you?
I'm from Hong Kong.
How did you grow up?
I lived there, until the age of 11, sort of until 11. So I am, I had my experience. Let's say my kind of comfort food is definitely, food from Hong Kong, Cantonese style Chinese food. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure you got some, being half Thai, you got some amazing food as your comfort.
Well,
food.
my dad is a real deal chef, right? So my dad is cooking all the curries and all the Thai dishes, and I really enjoy cooking with him. And by now I'm like, I've reached this point in my life where I'm like asking him for all the recipes because I want to cook it all by myself, Back in the days, my dad was just this guy telling me like, oh, look, there's aliens look out the window. And then you look out the window and then he's adding some secret ingredient and shit like that. But he's not doing this anymore. So right now he's teaching me how to like cook the real deal. So that's pretty amazing. And I tried to do that on my YouTube channel. Like I'm posting some fun cooking stuff with my dad. And can you cook?
Yeah, I can cook. I try to learn as much things as possible in my life to not to be, dependent all the time. So yeah, I did
That's
cook.
nice.
I did learn cooking quite a bit.
That's nice.
Food from around the world.
I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I had a bicycle. My bicycle was turquoise. And I was taking my bicycle to the woods and I would play with the frogs in the woods and all that. And YouTube and internet and all that kind of things didn't really exist back in the days. So how did you grow up? Because we both are kind of like that generation that has learned to adjust with the internet, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when you grew up, like how was your childhood? Like, how did you grow up?
So, growing up in Hong Kong at the beginning, I was surrounded by electronics, video games, technology from Japan, all the early Nintendo stuff. So I was into video games since I have memories, actually. So I always been into computers and video games. And so that was a natural thing for me. And I actually, funny enough, I was on the internet really, before the existence of Dragon Force, way before. So I was using the internet when no one was really using it. Well, I used to, this is kind of a funny thing. I'll tell you what's this. So I always loved computer games and video games and stuff. So, but my parents, being old school, parents from Hong Kong, their main thing was to their main thing is to not let me play video games. They think it's addictive. Of course. It's only bad things on it. Well, you're not really going to tell me what to do in certain ways. So I carry on, I have to sneak it through, in my whole, during my teenage life. I have to sneakily do it, hide them, pretend I don't play them, always never play in front of my parents. It didn't stop me. So I feel kind of liberated when I became, an adult kind of thing. And so I used to go to my friend's house to play the internet, using, if people listening to it know what this is, IRC, using message boards, looking at stuff, messing around, understanding how it works. And then when I finally got my own internet when I was living by myself, kind of thing,
First of all, let's talk about MySpace. Did you have a MySpace? Come on.
Absolutely. we were so hot on MySpace. Yeah, I started using the internet around the mid 90s. Okay. So MySpace was kind of a weird thing, because back then when I first started using internet, there was no ads, and it wasn't to connect to people that much. It's more like,
showing off.
Doing something different. It was like, oh, this is a cool thing. I've never done this before. Let's mess around with this. Oh wow, you can look up band's website. I remember downloading my first MP3, which was a Dream Theater song on the official Dream Theater website. Yeah, it was a bonus track.
Nice.
So when MySpace came, it was like we were pretty advanced. We were early adopters onto the MySpace platform. So we were in touch with MySpace. We had people working there that we're in touch with that helped us with the site. We even did a special MySpace secret show ahead of a tour. Well, you told me a story that tells me exactly why you're an awesome guitar player.
What?
You spend your time playing the guitar. That's what you thought you're gonna do, not on a computer, right?
Totally.
Where you become a PR person yourself, doing promotion.
Absolutely.
And guitarists don't like changes as well. We don't like changes, right? We don't
Agreed.
we don't like when a new pickup come up a lot of the time, or a new Yeah. With me, you know, I started the band with Sam, you know, so I was a technology guy. I was the business guy, you know. Sam wasn't really into that, so I had to drive this myself. I used to work in IT. I used to work in computers.
Look at you. Of course,
a technology guy. You know, I like computers, and the great thing about working in IT is I can keep my long hair and and be real. Be real as like I don't have to fake. I don't have to do a fake personality. I'm not a sales guy, you know. I'm just like, this is not working. Let's fix it. This is what's happening. It's really liberating to not having to do customer service, you know. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's not. Totally. I'm not really good at that. I'm kind of blunt guy, as you know. I just say what I think. Be honest. You know, when you're an artist, you want to be honest and be yourself as much as possible. That's why we do what we do. I had to find a way to promote the band that no one cared about back in England. So I did the MP3.com thing, which is a brand new thing. You know, MP3 was very controversial. At the same time, it helped us get our record deal because we had a very successful demo on MP3.com, which was downloaded more than Nightwish, more than Blind Guardian, and some of my favorite bands that was on there. I couldn't even believe it. And I did the website and everything. So when MySpace came, you know, that was a great thing. It helped us advance forward in terms of the music business, and it was fun. I thought, this is kind of cool. This is a new thing, and we did the Facebook thing too. Okay. You know, because you know it was a natural thing. You know, it was you know there were new things. People were jumping on there. However, when it got to the Instagram era, and I gotta say that you know. The things don't stay on forever, right? Like MySpace disappeared, Facebook came and took over. Now, you know, a lot of people do not like Facebook. They don't like to use it. They still have an account. They don't use it. And when Instagram came over, I didn't do it. I actually completely didn't do it. I barely posted. I thought no one is interested in a picture of me. Maybe my butt, but you know. So I completely skipped the Instagram generation, to be honest. So let's think. I didn't really do social media until 2018, after kind of the early Facebook years. So I missed out a big chunk. I don't know what I was thinking, and maybe I was thinking, you know, I'm a musician. I'm gonna put the music first. There's only how many hours you have in your life, right? And I thought I was concentrating on different things. My priorities were different. And that led to the big changes in 2018 that, you know.
I and a lot of my friends and a lot of our colleagues consider you to be the guy when it comes to the streaming, the Discord, the Twitch, the modern digital world. You've had so many guests on your Twitch while streaming, and you are just, dude, you're just killing it. What did make the big change inside of you? Moving on from like, I'm gonna ignore Instagram world to I'm gonna become the emperor of Twitch. Like, well, how did this happen? What happened?
So, you know, not only Instagram, I also didn't do that much Facebook because I thought no one really cared what I have
bullshit.
to say.
Yeah, I know.
You know, do you care about what I'm having for dinner?
I know. Okay.
And I'm kind of a introvert, kind of a shy guy. I don't like to. The reason I wouldn't post some stuff is I don't want people to think I'm bragging and trying to be, you know,
totally
cool. Oh, look, I'm doing that. You know, so when 2018, there's a big change in the band. I became the manager of the band again. I used to manage the band at the beginning until it got really busy. When Dragon Force, when the Inhuman Rampage album came out, it got so busy. So I'm no longer, you know, really managing. I had to employ people. In 2018, I took the management back because I wasn't happy with how it was going. And then I had to look at everything again. And it's like, you know what? I have these skills. on the computers and everything all these years. How can I make the most out of it? Because the music business have changed, since.
Explain, how do you feel like the music business has changed?
We were still selling, your income was still more records and stuff, and obviously touring. But at the same time, there was streaming network and all these kind of things. So Spotify and YouTube streaming, all these kind of things. How do you take advantage of things? How do you do it? So instead of just saying, well, I don't want to do it because I'm a guitar player, I'm going to just do the talking of the playing.
Right.
I'm going to look at each social media and find the something I like about it. How can I express myself in this platform? I don't have to do what everyone is doing. Sometimes you do the platform because you think everyone's doing it, you have to do it. We don't work that way. That's why in the past we employ PR people to do promotion, do the stuff. And now you actually have to do it yourself now. So I'm going to find a way that I like it. So what do I like? Well, I like video games. I like computer stuff. So Twitch was the first one I stepped in.
The whole thing, like, tell me what's Twitch for everybody who doesn't know what's Twitch. What is it?
So when I first started using the platform, we're talking about quite a number of years. We're going 4 years back now.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, wow, quite a long time ago, maybe 5.
Yep.
It was when I first signed up. It was mainly people playing video games there. So you can go and watch people play video games.
Isn't that stupid?
No, because I used to go to arcade and I see people playing video games in the arcade, and they go, "Wow, that guy's so good."
But why would I watch others playing a video game? I don't get it. I'm sorry.
I guess I can put it this way: if you're into video games and you want to be good at it, you gotta see people who are better.
Okay.
And like playing the guitar, I want to see guitar players playing guitars because I love guitar.
Okay.
So, and then afterwards, you also learn about the person they call them live streamers, streaming on Twitch, playing the games live in front of you. They have the personality. So you're watching the person play, but also connecting. You can talk to them live, in the chat. They can talk to you. So the video games is the main focus of Twitch. There's a few other people playing music games like Guitar Hero, Rocksmith.
Twitch was mainly a video game platform. How did you discover Twitch being a streaming platform for your purpose? Because you're not like showing up there on Twitch playing video games. You're doing all the amazing things with the Jason Becker thing, and like, how did you come up to like establish this Herman Li empire on Twitch?
Well, first I started playing video games because at the beginning you're learning, right, how this thing. I was saying, oh, this is kind of fun. I play video games. Fans are coming out to hang with me, to watch me play a game, and they play with me as well, against me. It's kind of cool. Imagine you get to play video games that you like against some of your, musicians you love listening to, or if you ask me, if I was young, I would love to play video games with Steve Vai, or James Hetfield, or Kirk Hammett. If that was a reality.
That would be fun.
Then.
Yeah. I get it.
So it's a bit like cool. That, You can come, but of course, as I was doing it, I was evolving it. I want to do it the way I want to do it. I don't want to just copy other people playing video games. I want to make something fun out of it. So it ended up, I was doing a lot of music stuff. So the stuff that I do on live streams, I do guitar setup, all kinds of guitar stuff, right? Educational stuff, right? Talk about clinic, talk about gear.
How did you get started? I mean, there's a whole lot of I know this podcast is called Everything But Music, but this is everything but gear. So how do you do that? Like, I want to get my Twitch career started. What do I have to do? I have a computer, I have a microphone, an interface. How do I do it?
I think one of the most important things is about being yourself. Especially as musicians, we gotta be ourselves. We are not actors. That's one thing we suck. I think musicians suck at acting and suck at dancing. Guitar players, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you a good dancer, Jen? With the music comes, can you move to the beat really well?
Well,
you can.
No.
Okay. No.
I can headbang.
Yeah, exactly. You're flat-footed, just like all amazing guitar players, right? Trust me, I saw betting called Dance, and I thought.
Sorry.
So
just me, the fan girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't.
He said he can dance, but I didn't think he can. It's about being yourself and do what you want to do. And with me, we had, I told you about all the stuff I was doing. I was streaming even the live shows on tour with multiple cameras. All this is evolving as I learn more and more. It's like getting better on the guitar. I was getting better on the live stream. But the most important thing, I think the most amazing thing that happened on my live stream was the Jason Becker fundraiser. And so I was trying to do as many fun things as possible that fans can be part of in my life. So it's like
Let me ask you one question. Does that pay you?
Well, I don't ask for fans to pay me, but if they would like, they can donate. So for the audience who are watching, I don't ask them to pay me money, or you don't have to pay to watch the live stream. A lot of super generous fans there, they subscribe to the channel, so they don't have to see the adverts that comes up on Twitch. I mean, it's set by the live streamer itself. I set it that you don't have to pay to watch at all. However, if Twitch, it is a company owned by Amazon, so they run ads during the stream, just like YouTube, just like anything on the internet. So you won't see the ads. So a lot of people subscribes, and sometimes they donate just because they like what they see and they want to support me in what I do. So that's how it works. I don't ask the fans for money. However, when I do work with different brands doing like giveaways on the stream. So I've given away a guitar.
You have to tell us about the Jason Becker thing, because it's been so huge on social media. Every single time I saw something, I'm like, Herman is doing this amazing thing. So tell me about the whole story of the Jason Becker thing.
Well, so that was during the pandemic. So what happened is a friend of Jason Becker came to me because they basically, Jason at that time, he had to sell some guitars in order to stay alive, to keep him going, because the medical bills for Jason Becker, who is suffering from ALS, is massive.
Yes.
The care he needs a lot. And he was the longest living ALS sufferer. The friends came up to me and say, Herman, here are the legendary guitars of Jason, the three of them, the one that is played on Perpetual Burn.
Oh my God. Have you ever tried to play Perpetual Burn?
Yeah, I'd lost a few fingers. Lucky I put them back on my hand.
I tried, and I spent 2 hours learning the first, 7 notes, and I'm like, fuck this. And I'm like, no, not my cup of tea.
So they came up to me and said, look, Herman, if you can just play this guitar, we'll get a video of you, playing them, and we just want to get some artists to play these guitars a little bit to try to raise the value of these guitars and help Jason out. We don't know how much, they said Jason's name is not as, as known now. And I said, look, I would love to help. I don't think me playing guitar gonna raise that much value in it. However, why don't I think of something that's gonna do a much better job? So I came up with this plan for them, while everyone, all the musicians are not on tour now. This is the pandemic. No one's going anywhere.
Exactly.
I have a live stream. I'm gonna do a campaign for you to show these guitars to the world, get people to come play these guitars, and get people involved and jam with me. We're gonna raise money live. People can donate while we do the jam. Get people to donate guitar. Everything I could do. That campaign lasted, 7-8 months. I think it went longer than I thought.
It was a couple of months, yeah.
To raise the profile of Jason, to get the name going. I know the internet, the promotion, you got to keep hammering people. You got to get aggressive, and you got to go ask for these things. I was aggressive on people to get involved in this, and a lot of people, mostly, they were very receptive, and people really helped a lot, and I can't even just name a few people, but there was guitars. We received guitars from Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Paul Stanley, Andy Timmons. We had so many people involved. I can't, Tosin Abassi, mixing the generation of the guitar legends, the heroes, all the way to the incredible content creators which are on YouTube. So we talk about Jared Dine, Stevie T, YouTube personality, Twitch personality, everybody combined. I'm sorry if I didn't say all your names. Everyone been amazing. And we were able to raise, I was told about last week when I met up with Jason's friend that we raised over $800,000. So yeah, I think that was probably one of the best things I've done, with the internet,
What was your process inside of your brain when you realized, I want to do this live streaming thing?
I use OBS Studios. That's a free software created by the amazing people out there, for the world to use. And that is a open source. So that is the best one to use because it's not linked to any brands or anything. So you can use it's got the most updates and everything. Microphone and stuff like that. I think as someone to start, don't worry too much about the little details.
Agreed. Yes.
It's about starting, and don't don't think, it's not going to be perfect the first time to stop you doing it. It's because we always have to start somewhere, and we're always getting better. We can't start at our best, all the time.
You do live streams with musicians all over the place. For example, my friend Ron Bumblefoot Doll, who was episode number 1. So what did that take to make that happen?
Right, that's right. People didn't know and couldn't believe it. We were doing these videos. We were doing a live stream where we both playing together in time, in sync, a live jam. Something that no one thought is possible. Some people still don't believe me that was live. It's a lot of computer nerd experience and testing that I did to hack it all together. So it's not actually a simple thing. It was that was probably the most challenging thing to do is doing the live stream where we play together live. And I have to say, I really enjoy playing with these amazing players, and they were all heroes of mine. Alex Skolnick, of course, Bumblefoot. We had Steve Stevens, Andy Timmons.
Oh, Andy is a gem.
Marty Friedman, of course.
Oh my God.
And we're talking about when we were doing live stream with Marty Friedman, we were on the front page of Twitch. We're getting, we had I think we had about 12 to 20,000 people at some point. We raised a lot of money live right there. People donating, people just being so generous. They're just donating $100 here, $100, 20, 200, just all of it go to Jason, right? I don't want to say too much right now, but I will be doing something else for Jason, something else to be coming up, and people will be very excited to know about this. HermanLi.com. There you go. DragonForce.com. I know.
Awesome. That's all the time you have. Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Herman, honestly,
advertising for me.
I am so happy to have had this talk with you. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, and I must add, this is right now, this is what we talk about here. Technology moves on. So this is what we say now, but I'm saying, the industry is always changing. So YouTube streaming, TikTok streaming, they're also in existence.
Hey, stop. I have one big question for you. I was on the phone with Jeff Waters, Annihilator Jeff Waters, before we got on the phone. He had one question for you because I told him that we're gonna talk, and he was like, ask Herman, what's the fuzz about the reels and the shorts? I don't get it.
Well, the reel and the shorts are a copy of TikTok. When someone work out something cool, someone else have to copy it, right? So I mean, I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about it, on the timing. Yeah, we talk about Twitch at that point. Right now, I stream on YouTube as well, and I break up my time and do it differently because at the end of the day, we're trying to reach a large number of people, and some people never want to cross platform. Some people never want to go on Twitch. Some people never go. They don't want to do things on different platforms. They have their own love. It's like some people only want to play ESP guitar. Some people only want to play Ibanez or PRS. So So for anyone that is streaming out there, Twitch has been awesome, but the market, the world of streaming and internet is always changing. So you don't have to only stream on Twitch. You can look at TikTok and YouTube as well, because I actually got more followers on YouTube and TikTok than on Twitch. Ultimately YouTube gonna get you the biggest reach. There's more international, more people know it. Their streaming is not as mature in terms of the system as Twitch, but they are really coming up. So the reason I want to say that it wouldn't be a complete, if I tell you just one platform, I wouldn't be telling you what I know. You gotta diversify and check out the other thing. When we did Twitch, that was like, that was a different time. Now I still do Twitch, but I also do YouTube and TikTok streaming in different times. So I'm trying to change it around. Ooh, they're very even. I mean, I have a 1.3 million subscribers, right? Followers on YouTube.
You have what?
The reach there compared to Twitch is still a smaller website. I have, about 300,000. So you think about the potential reach is much higher, and I'm talking about 500,000 on TikTok, right? Roughly that.
Right.
So
recently had this experience in a lesson. I was diving into teaching, and there was this little guy, and I'm like, well, I have a YouTube channel, and he's like, oh, are you a YouTuber? And he had this glow in his eyes, and I'm like, my goodness. Back in the days, it would have been like, are you playing in a rock band? Now it's like, are you a YouTuber? So how do you approach this? How do you gain more YouTube subscribers? How do you do that?
Well, before I tell you that, I'm going to tell you something funny first, right? So just based on what you just said. So I just came back, last month from a tour. It was a big arena tour with Powerwolf and another band called Walkings. It was huge. It was they were big shows. Talking about 20,000. The first day of that tour, the technician. So the technician. This is what the Walking singer told me. A few days into the tour, he told me, the first day of the tour, one of my tech, he said to me, "Oh wow, that's Herman Li, the YouTuber. You see, that's the YouTuber guy. What is he doing here?" That guy, his tech don't happen to listen to metal, but he was working for them. He knew me from YouTube, but not actually from the band. It's it's pretty funny. We like going to arena tour and it's like, oh, that guy, he's from YouTube, right? What is he doing here? And so,
how do you feel when people approach you like that?
It's all okay to me. I think I do get approached a lot. People that come to say, oh, I love the song, but also I get a lot of these days, or people come and say, oh, I love your Twitch channel. I love the YouTube videos you put out there, because it's still me. I'm still being myself. So going to how do you grow on YouTube? Well, I think the YouTuber thing is about a personality connection with the audience. So whatever content you decide to do, either music or reaction, I still believe in order to do something for a long time and enjoying yourself, because YouTuber, musicians, being a band, everything takes a lot of time and sacrifice. Nothing is easy. I know it sounds easy, I'll be a YouTuber just making videos, but I understand how much work they put in there. So you have to be yourself and put your personality on the line and live and die by the sword of who you are. And then it won't be just like a job, Otherwise, you better be in customer service if you're just going to pretend to be someone else. Unless you're making a comedy show of a character, but if you're going to be yourself, then just carry on doing stuff. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. So as you can see, sometimes I take a break. I don't post for like a few weeks because do stuff that you like. Post the stuff. Don't force yourself all the time. You need a big kick up the ass to do something, but don't force yourself all the time. If every post is more genuine and it counts, it might make a more difference. So we can read statistics all day long, and all that. But I think about what you want to do at the end of social media. If you just want to use it for promoting of your music, then you just want to do that then you just have to do that, you know. But if you try to make yourself show your personality, who you are, then you gotta go be yourself. And I have to say, I talk a lot with all this stuff.
No, you're fine.
before I started doing like social media for real, a lot of people I read on the internet thought I was just full of myself because the way they see me perform and don't know who I am. And the way I perform, you know, I do a lot of silly, crazy stuff trying to, and some people can interpret it, think I'm just full of myself, thinking I'm the shit.
Oh, shush,
you know.
On. Yeah, whatever.
You know, and since doing Twitch, people know me more, what my personality is like, and they realize I'm actually having fun and doing it because I enjoy it.
Nice.
So it's kind of weird. You know, the old days of musicians trying to be mysterious, I think that is kind of gone in some way. I mean, you can still do it. Like Avenged Sevenfold pulled that off really well, the way their campaign goes. But, you know, I think you got to pick how you want to do it. It helped me, you know, to show who I am.
And I truly believe like sharing what you are and who you are is a healthy thing. It's a good thing, right?
Yeah. If you want to be a prick, you gotta, you know, it doesn't work unless you're really successful and everyone wants to make a percentage out of you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Herman, listen, my friend, I've totally enjoyed this talk. Thank you so much for all the insights.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to hanging out again. You know?
Absolutely. I hope we'll see each other soon. And until then, you take care and be well. Carry sunshine in your heart. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.